again, everybody. You're watching The Breakfast Show here on Sky News. About this time, we were expecting to talk about children being released by Hamas. That has not happened. Meantime, we're also hearing that about 200 people, according to the Palestinian authorities, have died overnight in Gaza. Let's get a Palestinian perspective on the situation. Mustafa Barghouti is with us now. Hello to you. Thank you for joining us on the programme this morning. Your thoughts on the good morning. Your thoughts on the situation overnight. I know that you're speaking to us from Ramallah on the occupied West Bank.
I think it's very important to fix the terminology first. The 200 people who died in Gaza did not just die; they were killed by Israeli bombardment. And we just received the news that the Israeli army have arrested the director of the Shifa hospital, as well as many of the medical doctors there, and are interrogating them. The unfortunate thing is that the Israeli attacks on Gaza continue. So far, we have 14,732 people killed, including no less than 6,000 children and 4,000 women. The tragedy is that there are about 7,000 people missing, mostly under the rubble, and half of them probably are Palestinian children, which would bring the total number of Palestinian children killed to almost 9,000. That is, of course, unacceptable and unprecedented. There has been a ceasefire deal, which should be initiated. I think the Israelis have delayed it so far, but it has to go into effect very soon, and it would include complete ceasefire for 4 days, during which time 50 Israeli children and women will be returned home safely in exchange for releasing 150 Palestinian children and women who are in Israeli jails. And this could be beginning of series of ceasefires, which I think is very much needed. I think continuing this war is absolutely unacceptable and represents a very terrible war crime, because it means just genocide. This war has to stop, and a ceasefire has to be established, during which time I think all prisoners could be exchanged and everybody can go home safely. And maybe, hopefully, the world community will put its efforts in initiating a true peace process to end this terrible situation and end the Israeli occupation, which has been the cause of all problems.
So much to unpick there. Where should we start? The fact that I'm sure Israel would say so many people are dying in Gaza because Hamas chooses to hide themselves away, a terrorist organisation, according to the British government and others, chooses to hide itself away in areas that are highly populated.
This is another lie by Israel, which is unfortunately adopted by most newsrooms in Europe. And I feel very, very sorry about that, because I think your newsrooms should be more objective and should verify information before broadcasting them. But anyhow, this is not true, because we've seen.
Mustafa, which bit are you unhappy about? Because we have seen the tunnels.
What you just told me that Hamas. What you just said. What you just said. You repeated lies after lies after lies. One lie was that Palestinians decapitated heads of children.
I didn't say that.
CNN. No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general.
You just said lies that I repeated.
The CNN. I didn't say you said that. I said newsrooms in general repeated many Israeli lies, including now the lie that Hamas is hiding among civilians. What we've seen yesterday on several broadcasts by different stations, that Hamas fighters are attacking the tanks. They're not hiding among the civilian population. And to keep repeating that claim to justify the killing of 9,000 Palestinian children is unacceptable. I don't accept the fact that 32 Israeli children were killed on the 7th of October. No civilian should be killed. But to say that it is non-acceptable to kill 32 Israeli children, but it is acceptable to kill 9,000 Palestinian children, and to claim that Palestinians are responsible for killing themselves, is totally out of line. There were many lies told, including about hospitals. The other day, the Prime Minister of Israel, ex-Prime Minister Ehud Barak, said he was responsible, his government was responsible for building basements that Israel is claiming now are tunnels in the Shifa hospital, when Israel was in charge of Gaza Strip. So in my opinion, the newsrooms have to revise their approach and be more objective, not just repeat what Israeli narrative is telling them.
You've seen the images released by the Israeli Defense Force of the tunnels underneath the hospital with some armory. What do you think is going on there?
Fabrication. It's also fabrications. New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, all reported, and BBC reported that this information was unconvincing. That's exactly what they told. Because why did they take so many days to produce these results? Why didn't they show everybody the tunnels from the very first day when they occupied the hospital? The reality is that Israel is attacking all hospitals in the north of Gaza and the center of Gaza. They've already destroyed all the hospitals. They've already suspended the work of 26 hospitals out of 36 in Gaza because their real goal is ethnic cleansing of the people of the north of Gaza and Gaza City. Their goal is to ethnically cleanse this area completely through bombardment, through airstrikes, through artillery, to force people out and then occupy this area and not allow Palestinians to come back to it. This is another act of atrocity against a whole civilian population, pushing 2.3 million people to be clustered in an area that does not exceed 70 square miles in the south of Gaza. And that is very dangerous. But it also reflects what Netanyahu himself declared, and his government, and the spokesperson of his army. They are dreaming about the possibility of ethnic cleansing of all of Gaza Strip
Mustafa,
into Egypt.
I'm so sorry. Because we got to you a little bit late, we're going to have to leave it there. We're about to go off air. But please come back and talk to us again. I want to explore that with you.
Yeah, anytime.
Thank you very
much.
much.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.